Oh shit. What's the deal, everybody? It is everybody's favorite motherfucking time of year. It, of course, is normally we would say is Gentleman Talk Wednesday, but fuck all the bullshit. We got the original Tribal Chief shirt on. It is WrestleMania week in this bitch. It is Easter week in this bitch. And we have got a show on deck for your ass today. I don't even know what else to say. Fellas, are y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Well, look, let's kick this thing. The following show is not intended for children under the age of 17. There will be foul language and adult content. Viewer discretion is advised.
When I'm in my zone, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do. With the limited sources you have, your dream is still a finding motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Yeah. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens I've outweighed. When you see me in my zone.
Oh, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? How the fuck are you on this beautiful Wednesday? It's been a long day. We got 4 tired ass individuals on this screen. We still gentlemen sometimes. We're gonna see how that go. But of course, as per usual, I am the one that they call Mr. GQ. And just like last week, I'm still the captain of the GQ bomb squad. And I promise you, I'm dropping a nuke on your head today.
Of course, you know me. I am the resident DJ Micah B, and I am already in Easter weekend mode.
What's going down, Mr. Gent? Mr. Gent coming at y'all once again. And the bunny hop is only done one way.
That's a lie.
No, that new age shit is some trash.
I don't even know what new age shit they doing, but it ain't for me. But what's happening, y'all? It's Outlaw, and I'm gonna start off controversial. Peeps belong in the fucking trash.
That ain't controversial. That's factual as hell.
Ain't no argument there, brother.
Like, how do you fuck up a marshmallow? Like, you made a marshmallow. It's worse.
You know how you fucked it up? Because you put a fucking chicken or duck or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be on front of it and made kids happy. Like, oh, look, it's got a character. Yeah, that shit nasty than a motherfucker, too.
Big facts. Peeps are disgusting.
I'm telling you. What's the deal, Alyssa? Long time no see.
I don't know. My kids be fucking them up, though. But I'm like, how?
My daughter do, too, for like her 1.5 fucking bites she take out that shit.
I don't know, bro, because, like, I had a peep for the very first time last year at the age of 32. You know, I was like, let me try it one good time for the one time. I know I'm fucking late to the party. It's like, there's just basically just a marshmallow doused in sugar. Like, if I wanted diabetes, I could have just did that myself.
Yeah,
if you wanted diabetes, you could have made a carton of Kool-Aid or something.
Or just had you some goddamn cotton candy. You'd have been all right.
Yeah, and
what up, Adrian? What up, Adrian?
Like, what fucking kid gonna eat 6 peeps in one sit? They're gonna fucking die.
I don't, man. Look, I wish I could tell you, but I don't fucking know. But peeps are disgusting. And you know what else? I'm gonna add to that mix because there's another candy that start with a P that's just as nasty, and it's them fucking Pez candies and them Pez dispensers. That shit is fucking trash too. I said it.
I'm gonna tell you why they pop
hard as a kid.
Because the dispenser itself.
No, they didn't. They didn't go hard as a kid.
The dispenser itself is worth.
You know what went hard as a kid? Motherfucking Smarties and sweet that shit. Smarties went hard as a kid. You know what? Fucking Smarties and Sweet Tarts, because Pez are like knockoffs of both.
Yeah, they really are. But at the same time,
the fucking dispenser, they got a fucking mix on that.
And then look, if you flick that bitch too hard, I said it, that bitch will break.
It's true. And you know, there's people all around the world that collect that shit. They collect the Pez dispensers. It's crazy.
Nah, man, I don't. I collect Funko Pops, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, Funko Pops and vinyls.
Sure.
Hey, I just added a new one to my collection. This is my tribal chief. This is Roman Reigns. I just got it in today. This one is exclusive. This one still has his shirt. This ain't all gold, as you can see from our tribal chief shirt, and it still has his God mode, greatness on a different level. Because yes, it is WrestleMania week, which means we have NXT Stand and Deliver, and we have WrestleMania happening this weekend. On top of course, as you saw in DJ Micah B's sub headline, we have got Easter motherfucking weekend on deck. And when I tell you, the menu is stacked. The menu is stacked. The order was placed on Sunday for them craws. Pop's already coming through with the other seafood, so the crab and the shrimp is on deck, and the exotic birds is gonna be here. I'm just letting y'all know right now, Outlaw gonna be on that smoker fucking shit up, because that's what he do. That's his thug thizzle, and he gonna be killing it with that stuffed quail, that duck, them chicken wings. Like, yeah.
We're also making some shotgun shells.
Yes, we are making shotgun shells. That me and Pops did talk about that.
Yeah, I have to talk about it and say if I was down to make them, you know what, I'll fucking do it.
What the hell is that?
Oh, you gonna learn today. You have never seen a pasta shell used this way before.
We're gonna have them shells fucking
boy. And I
will sit back and DJ and mind my business and let y'all do what y'all do.
And I will say I have officially figured it out. I have my juice that I will be making for Easter for the adults. I have finally master planned it and got my chemistry set all situated. So there will be a jungle juice of sorts made by yours truly for the adults. That's happening. I already got the container. I got the ingredients in my head. I'm gonna go buy all that Friday because all I got left to do is buy the liquor because everything else is done. I went to HEB in the economy and I spent almost $400 on seasonings and all my vegetables and all that shit. So
in this economy,
did you get locals?
This economy.
It's coming.
Not yet. I have some locals in the fridge already still though. Yeah, I still got some locals, got some St. Arnold's floating in there, got some other locals in there. So we got some stuff. Of course, I know somebody's gonna bring a 12 of the dose. There's got to be some Caymans. My wife has some of the leftover the Mountain Dew ones, like the spiked Mountain Dews they got.
Oh, them shit's fire.
Like the spike Baja Blast and shit.
Them shit's fire.
So I got some of them in the mini fridge already.
Right? I showed this to my brother, but I was in Indiana last week, and what threw me for a loop is Kroger out there, or Crozier as I call it. They sell liquor, in Indiana. They had fucking spiked Sunday Delight.
That sounds okay.
Diabolical as fuck. That's what it sounds. That shit was already high in sugar, and you gonna put some alcohol, and it was vodka. It was vodka spiked on top of that. Ooh. So that shit dangerous.
Hell no. No. They're trying to kill niggas out here with stuff like that.
Look, how you gonna die from alcohol poisoning, diabetes, and high cholesterol in one drink?
Drink
I can imagine that the last breath be really raspy.
Boy, the last breath, you might put a lighter by that bitch and spark a flame. Goddamn dragon.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna say something controversial. The Sunday Delight didn't even taste like orange juice.
No, not at all.
It never fucking did.
That shit was really orange, but it wasn't orange flavored.
What's up, Shakara?
What's happening?
What's the deal, Shakara? We appreciate that. We love the vibes, man. Chat as per usual, man. We love y'all. We told y'all we had a loaded ass show for y'all today, and I'm just gonna get straight to it because it's finna get crazy. So I'm gonna drop that.
Okay.
Shit, he froze again. Oh no, he glitching.
Threw me off.
And
go. Up. We made it. All right, we made it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. So we talked about what's trending. DJ Micah B, you got the comments for me?
Oh yeah, I can do the comments for you.
All right, bet. So first story on deck. I am sure as a as resident Texans who watch a lot of sports TV and stuff, y'all are going to be familiar with this first individual. This could have also been a dumbass millionaire, but I'd rather talk about it as a what's trending because this whole scenario is fucking wild. And we're going to talk about University of Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond. We're going to talk about this dumb motherfucker right here real quick. So here's the backstory for those who are not aware of the situation at hand. So Isaiah Bond is currently in some hot ass water. I'm talking about boiling some ramen noodle type of hot water. So this man was allegedly, we'll go ahead and say the word allegedly, involved in an incident that revolved around engaging in acts where he was told no, but continued to engage in these things anyway. So to make matters worse, that's already bad. So we're gonna stack on top of what makes it bad is that she kept texting him saying, hey, you hurt me, you did all this, and he kept trying to apologize. And then he said, for me, which's got to be far and away one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. He's like, would 1K make it better? I'm like, wait a minute. So you done this deed, right? And you said, if I give you $1,000, would that make it better? Motherfucker, hell no. $1,000 in this economy ain't shit. But how you gonna sit there and do something reckless and decide, you know what? And then what makes matters worse is, and I heard about this part, I'm not entirely sure, but this is apparently not the first time this man's name has come up in a scenario like this. So another person that he was allegedly involved with, he tried to get also to the current victim that came forward. He also tried to get her after the $1,000 bribe, which is really what it is, tried to get her to sign an NDA on top of all that. So then another female that he was quote unquote talking to, he tried to do to say, hey, before we move forward, I need you to sign this NDA. And I'm like, okay. So this is where we are now. Is these NIL athletes, because it's another NIL athlete we could talk about, but I'm gonna let Inside the Huddle just crash out on his ass on Friday and let that shit go down, because that ain't that we could be on a 2-hour show talking about the quarterback from Tennessee. I'm a throw that hint in there just like that. But what are we doing? This is now becoming an issue that is going to be a lot worse moving forward, because now we have got college athletes making semi-professional athlete money before they make their first bag, and they already doing the same type of shit that a lot of these professional athletes are doing. What are we doing here? Hey, she gave me the perfect segue, because we sure gonna talk about that somewhat here in a little bit, because there is a level to this, because we got some. If you caught the title of the show, this is about nepotism, double standards, and college athletes making wild and exotic things are going on. So, oh my God, fucking Cam. I am not Cam. Cam, go to the corner. Go sit in the corner. So now what we got is, it's already one thing for a lot of these professional athletes to do dumb stuff when they get their first bag. But now we're going to give 18, 19, and 20-year-old kids a bag, $2, $3, $4, upwards of $10 million bag. And look what's happening. These athletes are going to start ruining their lives before they even make it to the pros. DJ Michael B, your thoughts on this crazy ass story?
I'm sorry, dog. Cam got me rolling over here. Hey, no need to apologize. It's the absolute truth, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is the truth. But nonetheless, what we're talking about is a serious. Here's how do we go from massages to this? How do we go from massages to this? This is absolutely wild. Cam, I do mess with your take with the they taking $40 in the club, so he figured he can do
listen.
Hey,
I don't know what club you going to in this economy where you getting it like that, unless you going to like a, I don't know, some place with a one-legged stripper or something. I don't know what you got going
on. No, but on a serious note, I don't know what they can do, right? You put a curfew, they're going to break it. He said Sam's Club. Oh my God.
Oh my God. At least he didn't say Costco.
Right. And that's exactly what I was going to say.
What's going on, KT?
They're going. Yeah, they're going to do it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's sad because this has been prominent in generations in the Black community, and it's now only a couple of years ago people really started coming forward about all types of things like this. I mean, push come to shove, is going to be another person ending up in jail if they go that far. And if the athletes don't take it serious themselves because they don't care about going to jail, they have their whole lives ahead of them that can be ruined. Like you're taking something temporary for a permanent reaction and permanent consequence that has real serious consequences. And people find it right. And that's exactly what I was going to say. Shannon Sharp once said, money doesn't change you. It makes you more of what you are. And because they're getting exposed to money, they become more of what they are because they feel like money can bail them out. But if this does come back as a rape charge, no amount of money can bail you out of that. There's not a court in America that will let that go for any kind of money. And that is a fact. He's going to have to deal with this going forward.
Oh, no, without question. Mr. Jim, what you got?
Hey, man, shouldn't have gave these niggas money. That's all I got to say. But nah, it's a serious situation due to the fact of a woman saying no and you continue doing what you're doing, which is terrible at all aspects of that. But you made it worse.
Yes.
And as you being so high profile now, those things are going to come out. If not now, eventually. You should know that, No, I didn't see that.
Whoa. No, I need to find that though. Molly, what's the deal? Oh, hey, Jamali.
See, I know you about to.
The profile picture, bro, because I know the backstory. That's what I'm like, not Jamali, not the profile picture, dog. Man.
Like as you being high profile now, especially, everything's gonna come out to light, which is the hard thing about being a celebrity. Is anything that you've done in the past is gonna come out now.
Yeah.
So it's terrible what he's doing, but hey.
So I see and I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, here's the thing with that. You got all this money, and of course, like it's like Micah said, quoting Shannon Sharp and everything else like that. You would think, and I'm gonna say this because sometimes logic should be applied. It's worse now than it would have been back then because social media is lethal. Social media will ruin your life. So everything you do, somebody got a phone, somebody recording, somebody this. You might be the motherfucker recording your own crime type shit in this current era, right? So when you are an athlete, a young athlete like this that is making this kind of bread this early, my guy and my gals, because we ain't done yet, and you've secured the mini bag, I got to say it like that. You secured the mini bag. You should be doing everything in your power now to secure the big bag because Isaiah Bond was initially projected to be a first round pick in the NFL, which means he was going to make a double digit. He was going to make a double digit contract in the NFL for his rookie deal. He was going to do that. Not anymore. Not at this current juncture. He got a whole lot of other problems. But
the NFL likes quiet. You stay quiet.
Well, we say that, but we got to remember there's a guy named Tyreek Hill making a lot of fucking noise in the NFL too. So they like quiet, but do they really like quiet?
There's a number though.
Oh yeah, social media just gets. Oh yeah, 100%. Social media makes sure that there is no darkness in this world because it brings all that shit to the light.
As this light is shining in my face.
I was about to
now.
say, my guy, did you just buy one of them ring lights off of TikTok? That's like,
like
my man was trying to
heaven real quick.
My man was
I
trying
was
to.
about to say, you see the light, my brother?
My man was trying to kill vampires and shit.
Going up yonder.
I didn't hear all that what y'all had said. I was getting my little one settled, but I'll say this: money does not equate sense. There's a lot of
Social media said. What you say? Social media, the new deep. Oh, not the Dragon Ball Z reference. Solar. Oh shit! Look, go ahead, Outlaw. That's that. I know that derailed you a little bit.
a little bit in the shit, nigga. I can't see now.
got flashbanged over there.
Yeah, the shit. No, we see this a lot nowadays. I don't know how prevalent it was, 10, 20 years ago, but like a lot of these young cats, they ain't got no sense at all. Like, I don't know if it's because how they were raised or what have you, but these YNs, as they call them, they'll get the bag and fuck it off in a heartbeat. Like I said, money does not equate sense. Like, look at Ja Morant. This nigga stay fucking up. Turn the radio down. He can't see. That's my nigga Daryl over there clowning.
Oh, I already know. I seen Axel. I was like, yeah, I know who this is. but it's the truth though. Like these individuals that continue to do these things are all the more reason. Which there's so much going on in college sports with NIL and everything else that there's going to have to be a governing body at some point, or these sponsors who are sponsoring these said athletes are going to start writing in very specific clauses and shit in these contracts where, hey, you do some dumbass fuck around and find out type shit, we're going to void that whole contract and we're going to save some bread. Because what these current athletes in the NIL transfer portal of sports world don't understand is like, you guys have something being afforded to you that 2 and 3 generations before y'all would have broke they fucking back over that shit. Because a lot of them cats had to make it to the pros to even secure that bag that you getting in college at that level. And we have college athletes that are making anywhere from $7 to $12 million before they even make it to the pros in their respective sports. Let's just think about that. A 19-year-old kid that's already a millionaire, and they finding a way to fumble the bag, the mini bag, but the bag.
Can we speak on the amount of players in these sports that didn't end up back in the day that didn't end up going to play college football because they needed to get money right now for their family, and how much how much great athletes we probably missed out on for not having NIL back in the day, which is crazy.
Shit, like the NBA, like you could go straight from high school to the NBA back in the day.
Yeah. I'll keep you quiet over there.
I am. My bad. I had to walk out. So I had to come back in, and I didn't know where y'all were at.
Oh, you good, DJ? Don't worry about it. He had to walk it out real quick.
Walk it out.
That will be played Sunday.
Hey, yo, like you play that Sunday, I'm in now.
All right, into a one-time, one-deal thing at some point. So, and I'm glad that Alyssa said that because I had kind of put something like this together in my head where I was like, NIL got to be, and this is the only way I will.
Uh-oh.
Ah, shit.
Shit.
Motherfucker.
Was able to contextualize, like,
my brother, you got that dial-up internet going on right now. Did somebody call your house while you was online?
Somebody call it.
That nigga got that AOL 7.0.
Welcome. God. You've got mail. Yeah, listen, you're right.
Yeah.
It's killing multiple sports.
You don't hear softball as much as you do the other sports, though. But they're definitely the same.
The nigga got cricket. Oh no!
Oh man.
Man.
As far as NIL is going to turn into a one-time, one-deal thing, at some point, they won't be able to take on multiple deals. They will have to find a way to stop the transfer portal, NIL side deals. Yeah, there's going to have to become a governing body at some point. That's really what we're... Oh, boy.
Buddy.
This nigga come in shaking his head.
Cause this shit remind me of them days, you know how you be having signal and then you lose all your bars, you gotta walk around and find that shit.
Yeah,
That's how I feel right
hold
now.
that motherfucker up in the air.
Yeah, like I gotta be on speakerphone with that bitch hanging off a cliff type shit. But look, if I had cricket, I probably had better service. Cricket was trash back then. It's a lot better now. But anyway,
there was a point where cricket didn't go to Baytown. Like as soon as you crossed that threshold and you went to Baytown, your shit was
like you had to have motherfucking Boost Mobile to be good in Baytown.
Mm-hmm.
But
family,
no,
God,
not family. Actually, we got Xfinity, old garbage ass. Xfinity work when the fuck it want to. But I want to get. I'm gonna get
Xfinity too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back on my original point before I got kicked out the chat real quick. My bad. I'm back in the chat. Appreciate you, Mike, for adding me back. But what I was saying, like with the NIL one-time thing, kind of like Alyssa was saying, is what I envisioned was it had to be similar to like the franchise tag in the NFL. You get that, you can do it that one time or that 2-time, however they want to set it up, but there's got to be a limit. But at the same time, like there has to be a limit. There has to be a cap. And I think that's the problem. And granted, we can't tell these companies, these sponsors, how much they can and can't pay these players without a governing body. Because if we put a cap on it, let's just say for the sake of this discussion, the cap was $6 million, the maximum you could pay a college athlete. All these companies gonna be like, well, I'll pay you $6, I'll pay you $6, I'll pay you $6. But then it's like, who wins the bidding war at that point?
Yeah.
So I just think these contracts, these quote unquote sponsorships, they need to be written a lot more ironclad. Like you fuck around and do X, Y, and Z, you're going to start losing money or lose the whole deal altogether. Like there's got to be more consequences with this type of shit. So that's the only way I can see where it would actually kind of work out. And she's right. I'm going to put this back up here because she said it's not it because we see it a lot in basketball. Hell, women's basketball, we had 3 prominent players hit the fucking transfer portal not too long ago. Like the star player from Notre Dame literally just hit the transfer portal. Now she's at TCU after Haley Van Lith just got drafted number 11 overall last night. Like that shit's wild. So, and softball, like I haven't watched a lot of college softball this year, but I know Alyssa's heavy into that because of her daughter and everything else and what she did. So I'm gonna have to actually look into that because I didn't know the transfer portal was wild like that in college softball too. So I've checked that out. So we talked about it. And I wanted to make sure everybody talked. And when we put this show together, I did say double standards. There's a reason why I said double standards, because the first person we talked about was Isaiah Bond. All right. Now we're going to flip it to the other side. Similar scenario, different gender, messing around with the same gender on some controversial shit. We in that thing today. Don't even worry about it. I got y'all.
Why is Sedona Prince still on the basketball court for TCU? I want to tell you just a few allegations that have been made against Sedona, and we'll start in 2019 and we'll go all the way through 2025. Back in 2019, a woman says she was on a first date with Sedona when she got locked into a vehicle and essayed by Sedona, who stated, "I didn't take you out for nothing." This woman says she suffered depression and anxiety ever since this event, and she was pretty quiet about it until she made a post online years later about this incident, a post that she wound up deleting because Sedona threatened to sue her. In 2022, a lawsuit was filed against Sedona for misconduct, and this was by a totally different woman. However, Sedona never responded to that lawsuit and it was dropped months later. We'll talk more about why I think that may have happened near the end of this video. Many of you may recognize Olivia, who dated Sedona Prince, and Olivia has stated that she was put through physical, emotional, and sexual harm by Sedona. Once, when they were on vacation in Mexico, Sedona allegedly pushed Olivia off of a moving ATV and left her stranded and injured in the jungle. Now, Sedona did come back on that ATV, but wound up flipping it 2 times on their way back to the hotel or resort that they were staying at. And that is only one incident that Olivia told us about, but I'll leave it there. The final incident I'll tell you about happened in January 2025. Police were called out for mutual DV. Both Sedona and this other woman had minor injuries, but no charges wound up being filed. I want to be clear that no charges were filed, but this is yet another incident or allegation against Sedona Prince. Sedona Prince is the common denominator in all of these situations. You know, it is not the same woman over and over just trying to ruin Sedona's career. I'll show you what her and her attorney have to say about it, but this woman with a trail of alleged victims behind her, do you know they're saying she may be in the first round draft pick for the WNBA next season? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that comforting to alleged victims of this 6'7" tall woman? I mention her height because some of her victims said they froze in fear. This woman was over a foot taller than them, so they froze and things happened. Now, real quick, Sedona and her attorney's side, she has never harmed anybody in her life ever, mentally, emotionally, physically, nothing. Unfortunately, others have decided to use Sedona as a launching point for their careers. In an effort to create some relationship privacy, Sedona has asked girlfriends to sign a non-disclosure agreement because their personal, intimate moments should not be the subject of public discussion. You know what makes me believe these victims even more than I already did? You wanting people that date you to sign an NDA. You wanting to keep anything that happens in your relationships private and confidential. I don't know. That's a little suspicious to me. What are you hiding? Let me know your thoughts on Sedona and if she should still be on the court. My heart goes out to all of you.
Yeah. So all the comments is 100% right. First of all, let me say this. She also went undrafted in the WNBA draft. She was not drafted. But the fact that when I accidentally found this story, right? So I was scrolling on TikTok after we had posted after we was catching up on some Gentleman's Talk TikTok posting and stuff, and this came up, and I was like, all right, you know, it's just another one of them wild ass TikTok theory videos, right? Oh no, boy, I went and found like 9 different web sources, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, hold on. So you mean to tell me we got this 6'7" gargantuan?
I thought you were going to say he bitch.
No, you can say that. I'm not gonna say that. But
I didn't know where you was going with that. Your gears are turning.
Yeah, because I'm just like, so we got this. Mind you, the part about this that actually pisses me off is that no one's talking about this. Like, none of our normal multimedia, mass multimedia outlets, and Micah knows exactly what I'm talking about, have talked about this at all. At all. Micah, have you seen this on First Take at all? Has Stephen A talked about this at all?
No.
Has Mad Dog and them talked about it? No. Has anybody on Fox Sports 1 talked about this? No.
Nope.
So here we are with this double standard bullshit that I wanted to bring up today for this exact fucking reason right here. Because this is a fucked up situation. Completely fucked up. And we're not even giving this shit a batting of an eye. And then I thought, like, and so there's some other videos out there, and I wish I could have downloaded them, right? If you watch TCU play, when they do the huddles, she's on the outside of the fucking huddle. They don't even interact with her. Haley Van Lith would stand away from her because she didn't want to be associated with her. This came out of Haley Van Lith's mouth. Like, I'll tell you, boy, I done some research and found some shit. I went down a wormhole on this shit. I didn't realize how bad that shit was. And then I went back and watched a whole bunch of TCU footage. I just wanted to find some shit. She is never, even when they celebrate, she's on the outside of the group. Like, she's like the friend that was invited by the other friend and nobody really wanted to be there. That's literally her.
I got something for you. She's that one Viltrumite nobody wants to fuck with.
Oh god damn.
Yeah. Like, there's one
reference.
And y'all can find it, right? There's a video out there of her doing a little pregame dance like in the tunnel, and like everybody's starting to do it, like, oh my god, like everybody looking like, what is this heifer doing? Like, that's how they all look. And I'm just like, again, how the fuck did we let this story just go under the radar and not talk about it at all? We've made all this noise about putting, you know, really and truly just like women's college basketball over the last, let's say, 4 years has been on a hell of a rise. and we ain't talked about this at all. And I'm not saying this to diminish women's college basketball. I'm a big fan. I've been a fan of women's college basketball for a very long time. And I love the highlights of what's been going on, despite people talking about the ratings being cut in half because Caitlin Clark wasn't there. Look, I don't give a fuck about that. There were still some outstanding women playing women's college basketball players that were out there playing. And I promise you, if Juju Watkins didn't get hurt, the ratings would have been just fucking fine because we would have got a matchup that we wanted. But this is something that should not have gone under the radar at all. 100%. This should have been talked about on a national scale, and it was not. Fellas, y'all thoughts?
I'm gonna say this. What she's allegedly done is fucking horrible. Like, I never thought a woman could do things like that and move that kind of way, for one. Secondly, to your point about, like, you know, women's college basketball, maybe this story didn't get picked up because they didn't want to, you know, shine a negative light on a up and coming, you know, sport, basically, because this women's basketball just now started getting notoriety. You know, people are starting to pay attention to it because of Caitlin Clark, and this will take away from that. It's not right, but I could see from a business standpoint that might be how they're operating.
So women's college basketball has always been on the up. It's the WNBA that was kind of irrelevant. Like, everybody and their mom watches women's college basketball. That's a college basketball fan. The WNBA is the other one where people, like, you might know a couple players, but I understand your point somewhat. But we still shouldn't allow these alleged victims to not have a voice. Like, we just shouldn't. Like, that part to me is the part, because, like, I don't know, this whole story literally just it rubbed me the wrong way, and I was just like, yo.
The fact that they have to sign NDAs just to kick it with her already tells me enough. Like, it sounds bad, and she ain't even that old, and she has how many alleged victims already? Like, yeah.
She looked like her favorite pattern is plaid.
You're not wrong.
To be 6'7", like, I don't think nobody here gonna be able to take a 6'7" beast like that. Like, shit.
You got to shop in the big and tall lumberjack section.
I had to hit her in the fucking Adam's apple.
Can you reach it?
On my tippy toes, maybe.
You do better hitting the solar plexus. That's a lot closer to the level. Dealing with somebody that's 6'7".
Man, punch that thing.
Hey,
but no, I think it's,
my tribal chief got you.
To think about it, like, as a one girl, she got pushed off of ATV in the jungle. We squabbing right there. I don't know about y'all, but I'm throwing hands. You pushed me off in the motherfucking jungle, and you trying to leave me? Oh yeah, that. And
then she flipped it over 2 more times on the way home. Like,
shit. Probably because she might have been beat her ass, but other than that,
or she was drunk, because people on ATVs are typically drunk. Your ass would have been walking back.
Man, don't try to pick me up. Just get me closer. I ain't coming back with you. You get off. I'm about to beat your ass.
Honestly, she sounds like a fucking high key psychopath. Like, she sounds like she has psychopathic tendencies.
At least she's trying to be smart, like a smart, manipulative person.
You can't be no.
It's not gonna work out for you.
Because that very first alleged victim talking about I didn't take you out for nothing. That's the most predatory thing I've heard.
That sounds like I liked you and I want you.
Yeah, like hold on.
I came looking for booty.
I didn't bring you to this 5-star restaurant for no reason. We about to play with these goddamn scissors.
Oh, but no.
Even if it wasn't 5 stars.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go
to the Wendy's 4 for 4.
I'm gonna say this right now: just because you take a woman or a man out on a nice date, you're not entitled to anything. Like, that does not give you a green light to get what you want. Consent is very important. I don't give a damn if you took somebody to fucking Fogo their child. You're not entitled to booty.
Yeah, I don't care if you buy him some green. You ain't entitled to some booty. Cause that's what people be doing these days. All about the weed, what we trying to do? Nah, man.
If you're gonna give it up over a dime bag, like,
nah, fam. What you doing? No, don't make no sense. These niggas don't make no sense.
No, for sure. No, but he's right though. Consent cannot be downplayed at all. And and I think we're gonna go down to a borderline dark place. We're gonna go down to a gray place. Let me say gray. Signing an NDA before you talk to somebody is a dangerous place.
Completely.
Because at that point, and this is the twisted minds of how I view these people. If you have to sign an NDA to be with this said person, you are already giving consent to whatever the fuck might happen.
Exactly.
Like, and I'm not saying it to sound like, oh, you sign the NDA, they can do what they want. What's happening is you're making it extremely difficult for you to win a court case. First of all, like this literally let's shine some light on it and talk about the dark side of it. This is exactly what 50 Shades of Grey looks like, the movie and the book. He had her sign an NDA, and people forget about it. They think that shit is. Women thought that shit was sexy as hell. Oh,
they need to stop romanticizing that movie. That movie is not
no, not at all.
Even the 365 days that movie,
bro. Yeah, like hold on,
you kidnapped that woman.
Yeah, like Stockholm syndrome. Look it up. Stockholm syndrome. You fell in love with your captor. Like
nobody can tell me nothing. 50 Shades of Grey was abusive. That movie was not a love story. That was an abuse story. That is not love. Do not get a nigga who's possessive like that, and no, do not pass go.
Do not collect any money.
No.
Like that in that movie 50 Shades of Grey, she had to sign a whole contract. And then you look at like what they did 3 movies, I believe.
They should have just never did any of them, really.
But I'm saying like now, but even still, like it just got darker and darker as far as like when she became totally immersed in that world with him and basically became his right hand. And you're like, bro, think about the transformation. She was a borderline innocent girl who got converted to the dark side, to use a Star Wars reference. So with this Sedona chick doing the same thing with the NDA, that's basically what you're allowing is like, hey, I want you, I like you, but I can't fuck with you till you sign this paperwork. And then I can do whatever the fuck I want after the fact. Do we not realize how diabolical that actually sounds?
He had to realize, because they're not going to show if you're cool with them now, they're not going to show their true colors until you sign that.
Fuck no.
Nah, I'm good.
And then you fucked at that point. All pun intended.
I can't talk about this to nobody. Nah, can't be me.
No,
can't be me.
I think these young girls might have gotten captured by the allure of, I guess, grandeur and an up and coming star. They didn't think nothing of it, and like that's just unfortunate. Like,
yeah, the same ones that thought that Suicide Squad Joker and Harley Quinn relationship was what they wanted. No, the fuck you don't.
No.
That's literally that is an animated version of Ike and Tina Turner. What the fuck wrong with you?
You're not wrong, but girls be saying, I want to love like Joker and Harley. You want to be abused is what you're saying, basically.
You want to be obsessive and you want an abusive partner. Like
Joker didn't love no Harley.
No. Joker don't even love Joker. He loved Batman.
You can't chase that booty. You chase that booty.
This man had an allure to the Dark Knight.
You can't tell me that Joker is strictly Batman sexual.
Very fair.
A woman did write 50 Shades of Grey, and supposedly the story behind 50 Shades of Grey, I don't know how true it is. Apparently, it was fan fiction for Twilight. And if you watch Twilight and watch 50 Shades of Grey, there is a lot of parallels.
What?
I'm gonna say this: Twilight is an abusive love story too. Like that nigga Edward was kind of tripping.
Oh no, Edward was a jealous lover, jealous possessive lover.
That nigga totaled her fucking car. Come on,
that was a minor.
I look, and on top of that, I was just about to say, let's not forget that part.
That was a minor.
That nigga Edward like 500 years old, and she like 16. Chris Hansen, where are you at?
Come find that man. Find that man now.
And then, not to mention, when the werewolf got into the mix, he got hella jealous at that point. Like, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Now the light skin got involved.
No, the worst part about Twilight, I fucking hate Twilight. I from what I remember, the very end is like Bella and Edward end up getting like having a baby, and like they promised the baby would like marry Jacob or some shit. It's like, how you gonna give up your fucking
Jacob imprinted and
whatever you want to call it? That shit sound fucking weird, bro.
On the
no.
baby. No.
Everything about that, like, and then and like, I think from my understanding, from the few women I talked to back in the day, like the biggest thing that came out of that whole entire set of movies was that fucking wedding scene that every woman wanted to recreate all of a sudden. Yeah. That shit in the woods with the lights and all the shit. Don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna hold you. It's nice.
It's elegant.
But I'm telling you right now, in this goddamn economy, that's a $300,000 wedding.
Sad.
And that's not including the photographer or the videographer or the catering or the DJ.
Get them lights off.
That's just for everything.
Shit.
The damn priest probably was $10,000.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Most weddings these days now had to be DIY and a lot of things just to save some damn money.
You know what? No. Here's an idea for a wedding: a fucking courthouse.
I've been there, done that.
Or outlaw my wedding.
Yeah,
my wedding was $150,
and it was lovely.
I'm telling you, y'all talk about 15 minutes of fame, boy. That was a 15-minute ceremony, and it was sensational.
I mean, let's talk about it. Weddings. Are you getting married for the right reasons, or are you getting married to fucking flex? Or Vegas, yeah.
Hey, drive through in this bitch. I ain't even got to get out the car.
Appreciate you,
Yep. Hey, I ain't even got to get out the car. I'm gonna run that Cash App. Hold on.
I just think a lot of okay, cool. I think a lot of women probably have that fantasy in their head of how they wanted their wedding to be since they were little girls, and I get it. We all got fantasies. I wanted to be a fucking astronaut at one point, but I'm not. I work for the government.
Yeah, and I wanted to be the first black president, but you see, that didn't happen either.
You can always be second.
No, that's the first loser.
I mean, to be completely fair, Obama's half black. You could be the first, black president.
I ain't that dark.
Don't do that. Let's not do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
First of all, I just barely hit the age to run for president. First of all, because I'm 35 now, so I just barely hit the goddamn age to run for president.
Go for it.
No, because then they'll run my background and I'm gonna have to fight.
You know what? At the risk of getting us canceled, I'm gonna just decline to go any further with that one.
I'm you and me both. So I want to get to the next part of this because we talked about nepotism, and I want to talk about nepotism because nepotism has been a big topic in 2025, ironically. So most notably, we have LeBron James and his son, who was drafted into the NBA, Bronny James, with the 55th overall pick, a pick that was randomly met with scrutiny for some reason unbeknownst to all of us. Currently, we have the two NFL royalty families and the Mannings and the Sanders with more nepotism to a point where Shedeur Sanders, who is going to be drafted in 8 days in the NFL draft, being one of the most scrutinized players that we've seen in a long time for no reason, because people really don't like the outlandish confidence that his father carried, which he earned every bit of it. First of all, Deion Sanders is on my Mount Rushmore of all-time greatest athletes, and he is one of my favorite athletes. And if you don't like Deion Sanders, you lost your goddamn mind. Okay, he's one of the best two-way athletes. This man hit a home run and scored a touchdown simultaneously. This man was in a World Series and a fucking Super Bowl. That shit don't happen with anybody else. So now let's talk about it. Why am I bringing up the Sanders and the Manning family? Because the same amount of scrutiny that Shedeur is currently getting, no one is doing this or did this with Arch Manning at all.
Not at all.
At all.
They're ready for him.
Yeah, and here's the thing, I'm not sitting here to tell anybody that I think Archie Manning is a bad quarterback, because I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't. I watched him play. But at the same time, the path of Shedeur and the path of Arch is not the same from this perspective. Shador went to an HBCU first and rebuilt that bitch from the ground up with his father and with Travis Hunter. He did that. They brought and shined light on HBCUs. And then he came over to Colorado. They had a down year, and then all of a sudden they picked it up. And he did all this with not a lot of protection. But then it's like people didn't like the flashiness, him doing the watch celebrations and all the stuff. And oh, well, you know, if he's doing all this because of who his dad is and all the access and all the money and all the stuff. I'm like, hold on. First of all, did we for some reason forget that there's this thing in New Orleans that happens every year that is the fucking Manning quarterback camp? Hello, Manning quarterback camp that's been going on for years. But nobody wants to talk about that, but I'll talk about it. Don't worry about it. It's out there. So what are we doing? Like, cool. There's nothing wrong with having and wanting the best for your kids because there's not a person in America. Fuck that. There's not a person in the world, if they had the means to do it, would not utilize their resources to set their children up for the ultimate success. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, who the fuck wouldn't do shit like that? And that's the truth because his daddy won a lot. He won a lot and he's still winning. But at the same time, I look at this from me and Outlaw and Gent. We got 3 girl dads on the screen. We're not millionaires by any stretch of the truth. We're not. But I promise you this one thing about the 3 gentlemen on this screen right now. Our daughters are taken care of. Our daughters are taken care of. My daughter will be 4 in the summertime. Her college is already paid for by her daddy. I'm not a millionaire. But she at least can go to college and get a master's degree and not have to worry about it. All she got to do is graduate high school. That's all. That's not me paying any money. That's not me putting her in some private school. That's not any of that stuff. She's just a graduate and her college is paid for because of the things that her daddy put in place for her to be successful. And call it nepotism if you want to. I don't give a fuck. What parent wouldn't want their kid to be successful? Like, I think the way that really and truly the Mannings and the Sanders have done it is the way that all of us should want to do it, and the same way that LeBron did it, because LeBron built a $1 billion thing. Why would you not include your kids? Like, a lot of people went crazy over LeVar Ball and everything he did for his boys, but look at what LaMelo and Lonzo are doing, and Jello with his music now. Like, look what's happening. Where did LeVar come from? LeVar's not a millionaire. Like, so it's like people using their resources that they have available to allow their kids to be successful is like that shouldn't be used against you. And it shouldn't be scrutinized. And I guess people just talk because they want to talk. I guess that's really what it boils down to at the end of the day. But it shouldn't be like that. At the end of the day, why are you so worried about what other people got going on in the first place? Like, it doesn't affect your life. You're still going to go to sleep and wake up and do the same shit you was doing yesterday the next day. So why are you worried about what somebody else is doing?
Honestly, man, on the flip side, if these kids weren't set up for success by their parents, people would have something to say about that.
Fact.
Yeah. Like,
when I think about it is like, as a father, I want to make sure that my child is set up and has the right resources to be successful. So if I know the right people to get them on the right track, if I know the right people to get them to the places they want to be, where they need to be, I'm going to utilize that. But I'm not going to push them to where if they want to go somewhere else, they're going to go somewhere else. But Shador, I feel like he loves football.
Yeah, and I mean his dad has coached him his whole life.
Yeah,
but at the same time, why is that a bad thing?
Right. Like, I wish my dad coached me my whole life. I wish I had that relationship with him my whole career, football career. Like,
yeah, like if you have a parent or a friend, a connection, somebody you can connect with that can put you on, why wouldn't you utilize that?
They do that in the plants too.
They do that everywhere.
It's called networking.
It's like if you go, like, if somebody has a level of influence, which is kind of like the big word inside of the word nepotism, it's like it's someone who has influence, but then they, whether it's a friend, an associate, or a family member, and helps them, get basically use them as a stepping stone, for lack of a better term. What's wrong with that? Favoritism, preferential treatment, keep it in the family, type of shit like that. But if you can do that for your kids or for your friends, why wouldn't you do that? Right. LeBron did it. LeBron did it with his kids and with his friends.
And if we think about it, it'd be called gatekeeping.
Yeah, in which we talk about that. We've already talked about gatekeeping. We had a whole thing about gatekeeping. Like, why would you want to do that? Because we talk about, people always talk about, knowledge being power, but we always talk about, knowledge is power, but knowledge is useless if you don't share it. So why would you want to gatekeep something that can help somebody else eat? There's more than enough food for everybody to eat. I'm not telling you to pull up a chair at your table, but if you give them enough resources without giving them everything so that they can start cultivating and doing whatever they got to do to build their own table, what's wrong with that?
Can I just throw this out there? That's politics. That's all politics. That's when you think about it. That's what politicians are. They network with the right people to get where they need to be. It's everywhere. Why is the problem now?
I mean, you gotta think, like, a lot of shit that gets done, like even construction, like in Houston of all damn places, that'd be because of politicians making deals with certain contractors.
Get things built in Houston. That's crazy.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Always.
Right. So it's like, make it make sense. And it's like, so, and I guess for me, it's like, why are people so shook by it? Why are people so up in arms about it?
Right.
Like, what is this young man who, mind you, has absolutely nothing going on off the field whatsoever in a negative light? What's he actually done wrong?
I think some people might think it's not equitable or not fair, but it's like,
I mean, he did the work.
Yeah, like
he did the work.
It'd be different if he was like absolute hot dog water and went to like insert D3 college here. Like if he went to Blinn College for 4 years and all of a sudden was going to be a top 10 NFL draft pick, that'd be a different story.
Don't do Blinn like that. Don't do Blinn.
I mean, but I am, but I'm using it. But you understand the example I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, because when you think about Cam Newton, he went from Blinn and went off and did great things, and then went to NFL. Can't remember what school he went to right after that, but
he went to Auburn.
Yeah. Auburn. Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry.
Florida to Blinn to Auburn.
Yeah, I think you see the real downsides of nepotism more so like in the entertainment industry, like in music or like, or movies. Like there are some actors and actresses who only became who they are because they daddy or they mom was already in the industry. You got some singers who got a record deal because, they mama or their grandmother or somebody was an executive. They can't sing for shit, but they knew somebody who got them a deal.
Yeah, man.
Or they had the record company and just signed their family member.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
no, they ain't get no talent, but at the same time,
or they do have talent, and they'd rather sign them to the family label versus letting the mainstream take advantage of them.
Exactly.
And so, it also plays well too sometimes, like Billy Ray Cyrus. You can say what you want. He's a great musician, singer, whatever. And then I like Miley Cyrus. She has some bangers. Shit.
No, Miley's talented. Miley's talented, actress and singer. She's talented.
Yeah.
Like fuck all that. Despite whatever you want to say about some of the crazy shit that she's done, she's talented. She actually really can sing. Her sister can sing too. She did her and Noah. She actually can sing really well too. Like their family, that is a good performing family.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's like a prime example is look, Ice Cube and his son now, O'Shea.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew what he was gonna be, and then all of a sudden he played his daddy in the NWA movie. Look.
And he played that shit.
He played his daddy very well.
But then here's the crazy thing is, if you ever see the interview, he's like, I had to audition multiple times. He was like, in my mind, nobody could play my father better than I could. So he was motivated by, I didn't want to see any other person portray my father but me. And then you watch the movie and you're like, yo, my man got the mannerisms, he got everything, the attitude,
That's
everything.
Ice Cube. That's Ice
Yeah,
Cube right there.
100%. Like
Yes.
if you had somebody play you in a movie and it'd be your own kid, that's like the ultimate thing. Like, like if I'm doing a biography on somebody and your kid can play you, that's a win. That's a dub. Especially if your kid can actually act. And he actually, and I mean, we saw him he was in like Den of Thieves. He's done some things. Like he's not
Obi-Wan.
Like he's done some good. He's building a solid, set of work here. So, we like to see that. I don't know what happened to Michael. We just like flat out lost him. He gone,
man.
He went to the sunken place. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I guess he really picked up that cricket one time for the one time. So,
man, this shit is it's wild altogether. To why they're like give that man a chance in the league. If you give him a chance in the league, if he doesn't do well, then y'all can talk y'all shit.
Here's the thing: he is going to do well in the league because the film says he is. Because in college football, to be exact, he was doing the things he was doing with the shit of an offensive line and no running back, and he was still making these types of plays. So, and now, mind you, he may not get drafted to a team that has an offensive line, but I get to do this because I'm not going to be on Inside the Huddle Friday anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this is my prediction about Shedeur anyway. Shedeur is going to fall to number 9 to the New Orleans Saints. That's what I've been saying, and I'm going to stick to that because I do think he's going to fall. I don't think he should fall, but I don't want the Giants to draft him because I don't think you cannot pass on a generational pass rusher in Abdul Carter. You just can't. Because we've seen this in the NFL multiple times. When you pass on a generational pass rusher, because guess what? Do you know who the last generational pass rusher that the Giants passed on? Micah fucking Parsons. Just gonna throw that out there. When you pass on, like I'm not now. It'd be different it'd be totally different if Abdul Carter was in last year's draft where we had 2 to 3 quarterbacks that were like, that's a whole different conversation. But in this particular draft that has a weaker quarterback class than really the last 3 years, this is a deep draft for running backs, receivers, and it's got a couple of pass rushers, and Abdul Carter is definitely one of them. So that's why I think he'll fall to number 9 at New Orleans, because the Raiders don't need a quarterback, and they're probably going to draft Aston Genty. That's kind of what it's been looking like. I don't think they don't need to draft a tight end because they drafted Brock Bowers last year, so he's already there. I'm trying to think who else is in front of them. The Patriots aren't going to take a quarterback at 4 because we got Drake May already. So we'll probably either take the number 1 offensive lineman in this draft, or we'll say fuck it and we'll take the number 1 receiver. We'll see how that goes. Maybe Travis Hunter falls to us, but I don't think he makes it past Cleveland, if I'm being honest.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he makes it past Cleveland. But if somehow, because I did say this earlier, if the Giants fuck up and they do not take Abdul Carter, you best believe the Patriots going to take Abdul Carter at number 4 like a motherfucker.
Right.
Because, yeah.
They need it.
Listen, our defense has always been relatively good, but then you add us a pass rusher like that with the corners that we already have, like we be on some shit. I'm not saying we're going back to the Super Bowl, but we'll be in the mix of being
set in the right direction.
That's all I need. I like my team to be competitive. I understand that we already had our run. That's cool. Somebody else can have some shine. That's all right. I was fortunate my whole childhood to watch a successful team do their thing with some controversy sprinkled in there. It's okay. Maybe Houston will, get it together eventually. That would be nice to see. It would be nice to see the hometown team, to get it, because it ain't gonna be Dallas. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
I'm not. I know
Dallas just catching strays.
They catch their own strays all by themselves. They do it to
themselves.
They're still doing it. But anyway, I digress from that. Good talk on that particular part of it. But I really wanted Micah to be here for this last topic. I guess we'll figure out what he got going on. But we'll still get to it.
Let me call him. You go ahead.
Okay, you go. Okay, all right, Miss Jen gonna call him. Okay, so let me Let me cue this thing up because this gonna be fun. All right, let's get to the part of the show that I kind of been talking about this in the in our chat, and I wanted to save this to the end because this story bothered me to a different, like, it bothered me to a different place, and it really shines a light on a problem that we have that we need to eradicate. It should not be a problem. It needs to be eradicated. But there was a story, it happened 5 days ago now, excuse me. And it happened at Paul Revere Middle School, HISD Middle School, where two students of a certain descent, they were both wearing hijabs. They were both jumped by about 20 kids, and it was recorded. And they stomped on them, they beat on them, they pulled the hijabs off their heads and all the stuff like that. And as it currently stands, here's what the school did about it. They're in the process of helping the two students who were victimized move schools, as opposed to what actually should happen, which is, one, this happened from the looks of the video. I didn't want to pull up the video because I didn't really want to show that to the world like that. Okay, baby, thank you. Because the video is kind of messed up, and it's like the viewpoint. But what we know this from being in the schools, me and Outlaw, like, there are cameras in the cafeteria, and we know this. There are cameras all over schools. All 20 of those kids that were involved need to all be expelled, first of all, because we're not just talking about like a group of people or a group of kids in this regard just jumping people. This is a hate crime at an age where hate crime should not be a thing. Like, at the middle school level, no. Like, any type of hate crime should not be a thing.
I'm trying to think, at middle school, like, how could you have that much hatred in your heart for somebody else already? Like, what are your parents teaching you?
That's parents.
You already know how home training like a motherfucker.
Home training.
But how can you, as a we'll say, what, 13, 14-year-old? That's probably about right. In middle school, you about 13. Yeah, that one or two kid that turns like 15 in 8th grade. But how can you see somebody and immediately have some type of hatred in your body or your heart and decide, you know what, we're gonna jump them and we're gonna pull off their head covering, their headgear.
I mean,
and be okay with it.
Hatred is taught, brother. Like, that's some shit they had to learn from home. Like, nobody is born with hatred in their heart or racism. That's some shit you have to get from home, dude.
Yeah. Now, you're not wrong. The kids do need to be relocated, but my problem is that the kids involved, that needs to be addressed, like, post hastily. Like,
but I'm gonna go back to the comment down below. I feel like, on one hand, it's not fair to relocate those kids, for one, because they might be zoned to that school because it's, in their neighborhood, it might be the closest school to them. Now you're uprooting them from the friends that they may have, the relationships they may have at that school. Their parents may have to drive further to get them to school. Yeah. Like,
you're inconveniencing the family.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, it should be publicized, but they won't. But it's a thing which we've talked about it on this show, and unfortunately HISD has been involved on this show more often than not.
In hot water.
And there's a lot of issues that are still happening that will come to light before long. But this particular thing, it bothers me. It bothered me more that it happened at the middle school level. If it happened at the high school level, I wouldn't have been shocked, because the shit that happens at these high schools nowadays is insane. But for it to happen at the middle school level with the little kids, little, like, elementary and middle school, for the most part, we expect levels of things to happen. You never expect something of a hate crime level to happen at this level. You just don't.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I respect that if the parents want that, like it might be a fresh start for them, the kids. I totally get it. I just feel like it's fucked up, and like I wonder what the actual consequences
Yeah.
will be for the assholes who perpetrated this crime, like what they're going to get a in-school suspension or maybe out of school suspension for a week.
At that point, that's a slap on the wrist. That's a slap on the wrist compared to what it needs to be done.
It's got to be alternative school or an expel situation. It can't be anything less.
It should be no tolerance to that.
No, like.
Well, the other issue is like if these kids already have this much fucking hate in their heart from whatever shit their parents is telling them, it's like how do you coach that out of them kids? Because like you can tell them, hey, this is bad all day, but if they go back home and their dad is like, great job, son, you beat them sand niggers up, good job. Like, how do you beat that? Whoa. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying.
No, but he's not wrong. Those are probably the type of conversations that actually happen, like being praised for something like that.
So,
and as opposed to go for it.
Go ahead. My opinion on how to resolve that is spending a day with a person that is like that, that's different from you, and getting to actually know that person and
exposure.
Having exposure to them, knowing that they're not different from us, because there's been plenty of I've seen videos of white people that are scared of us, that spend the day with a black person and like, wait, y'all aren't that bad.
We've seen videos where you see them, they've done experiments where you'll see an African American walk by and then all of a sudden somebody locking their door. Like we've seen that.
Yeah.
But the part of this that really doesn't make a lot of sense, and I'm gonna tie it to exactly what you just said, Mr. Gent. We live in Texas.
Right.
We got all the cultures around here.
Everything. Like if you go to Austin.
Like my thing is everyone. Like, yeah, like you should we're an extremely welcoming state.
Dude, Houston is the most diverse city per capita in America. Like we beat out New York City for being diverse.
Yes. Houston is literally depending on what side of Houston you're on, you'll know exactly what the fuck. We have a spot called Chinatown in Houston. Like, come on now. Right. Like there's a spot
Vietnam town.
Yes, we have places like 99 Ranch around here. Or if you really want to get your Asian, we got hot pot places. We got island food, African food, German food. Like we have all Indian these food. Areas. Like, boy, we got Indian food every damn where. Like, like that. Like, so it's like, honestly, why would you not want to learn about other cultures? Because to be honest, I love other cultures. American culture is probably the most toxic culture out of all of them.
It is.
Like they like let's be real. Like American culture is. That's why Texans are very different. We like to separate ourselves from like, even though we're in America, we tend to separate ourselves. Like, we do our thing. We're Texan around here. We don't associate with them northern Midwesterners or whatever. We want, all the other pops. Yeah, I'm gonna say pop. If you say pop, I don't.
Ugh.
As somebody who well traveled around, America, and I've gone to a lot of different states, the most prejudice I've seen is outside of the South. Like in Texas, it's whatever. But like you get up to the Midwest, and they look at you like, "You niggers are real? I thought y'all was only on TV."
So look, for real, no, like that is literally the mindset. Like if you like,
I have my ex-wife right now is in Minnesota, and she said she's doing a traveling nursing thing. And she said the biggest problem that she has right now is the racism that she's going through up there.
Boy,
wow.
So I was just up there, and I didn't get a feel of that at all.
She in a smaller town. I
was about to say I enjoyed my time out there,
bro. I done driven through Southern Illinois and seen more Confederate flags in Illinois than I ever have seen in the fucking South.
Facts.
I went to Wisconsin. They looked at me on the plane like, what's this goddamn jigaboo damn night porch monkey doing? What the fuck?
They did not just call that man a moon cricket. What we doing?
But that's how they look at you. You like, I feel like a lot of those places are like predominantly a certain complexion, and they're not seeing people.
Nah, he right. Them rural areas in the Midwest is different.
Bro, I will drive through the backwoods of Texas and Louisiana, no problem, no fear in my heart. but god damn it, I'm not going to the fucking rural areas of Indiana or goddamn Ohio or whatever. No.
Yeah. Like listen, when I discovered that the moon cricket was a term from back in the day, I lost it. So I'm an educated. Let me tell you, I learned about it. And I learned about it from a racist Hispanic person. That's how crazy it is. That's how you know. So it's an old, like I'm talking Mississippian, Alabamian type of term is where it came from. So when you go outside at night, right, and you hear the crickets. So the reason the moon cricket is becoming was a thing is because they when the master would go out on the porch and say something, he would be able to hear them singing in the fields. And that's how he knew he could always find them, because he would just listen for the notes and the humming and the hymns. And I was like, yo, that's crazy.
I don't know what's worse, moon cricket or antique farm equipment.
All right.
I'm just saying, like I said, bro, like in the South, I know the South ain't perfect, but god dog, the most uncomfortable I've ever been is up in the goddamn North. Like, boy, they'll look at you like, just make you uncomfortable in your own skin. Like, let me wash the black off me real quick.
Am I wrong?
It literally because like literally the term, like it literally just came from African American, from slaves that would sing at night. That's what a moon cricket is. Because at night you would go outside and you would hear the crickets, right? That's where the term came from. Like, that's crazy. So you talk those spirituals, and I'm like, oh, they go to moon crickets putting on a show tonight.
But
like, that's crazy.
But yeah, back to the topic at hand, weird ass white people. I just
that's fine. I wasn't expecting you to say that shit, but go ahead.
No, just like this is a horrible situation. I feel for them kids. Like, I always felt like Houston was a very accommodating and welcoming place. I've always had friends of different backgrounds since I was a kid. Like, I thought you're supposed to have friends who didn't look like you. I thought that was normal. To me, it is.
100%. Normal. Like, dog, when I travel and leave, when I leave America, if you tell other countries you are from Texas, boy, they love the fuck out you. Like, they love Texans. They don't really associate with their motherfucking state. They tell you, you tell me from Texas, boy.
Yeah, don't leave with I'm American. I'm Texan.
No, we don't. We don't. And we do Texans ever lead with I'm American?
I don't never say that. I always say I'm Texan.
Yeah, 100%. But when every time I've ever left America and I've been in a different country and I've said, that I'm from Texas, the whole vibe changes. It's like it's like achievement unlocked type shit. Like, he said no. Exactly. I'm from Texas. Are you American? No, I'm Texan. Like a motherfucker.
But the old heads be watching Walker Texas Ranger. So they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, we also grew up with the stereotype. Oh, you're from Texas. Oh, yeah, nothing down there but steers and queers. Like, we grew up all. Oh, y'all ride horses down there? Yeah, it's called a fucking trail ride.
Got more urban areas than most of these fucking states, though. Really?
Oh boy. Yeah,
but that's be a crazy part when they be showing Texas to be like desert and tumbleweeds and all that stuff. I'm like,
first of all, we're not in Amarillo. We are not in Amarillo.
Barely.
We are not near Paladuro Canyon. We are down here in the Houston, Texas area.
Bro, if you look at a map of like East Texas, where most of the urban areas is, it's very green and lush and kind of swampy. Where the goddamn desert's at? You got to get past San Antonio.
You got to go to El Paso.
You got to, I'm like El Paso.
You got to go to you have to go to the Panhandle to find that type of shit. You got to go to Lubbock.
I'd rather go to hell than go to Lubbock. Don't say that.
Why would we do that?
You got to go to Palestine, Texas. You got to go to McAllen, Texas. You got to go to El Paso. Like, no, you got to go to like parts of Amarillo, like I said, where Paladuro Canyon, where they have red dirt. Like, those are the places you got to go to find that type of shit. Because you ain't gonna find that shit in you. Not anymore. You used to. Midland is on its way up. A little bit.
Right.
All I know about Midland is a lot of all workers be having second families out there.
Well, yeah, but
It's so
Yeah,
casual.
no.
Like, oh yeah,
It's so casual with it.
No, you are not going to casually be cool with that. But we have to kind of bring this all full circle. I'm not going to put the onus on the kids. I'm going to put the onus on the parents, because what the fuck are you teaching your kids at home? Let's just start with that.
At the same time, you had to put it in social media too.
So I'm not going to do that. That we call that says handicapping. We're not going to do that. We're not going to play the blame game with social media, because yes, social media is there for exposure and all the other shit. But parents need to know what their kids are involved with. And if your kids are out here participating in hate level crimes and activities, hello, first of all, you are African American. We were born in a culture of hate crime. Why the fuck would you want to dive into that shit? We learned about history of our own culture going through hate crimes. Why the fuck would you put another group of people through that shit? Like, we, as kids growing up, we saw the Native Americans go through hate crimes. We saw the Jewish folk go through hate crimes. We saw women go through hate crimes. You know, call it what you will, but women went through hate crimes. We saw witches, fictionally, go through hate crimes. We've seen a lot of African Americans go. We saw 9/11. It was a whole bunch of hate crimes going on with stereotypes and everything else, like
LGBTQ community.
Yeah,
I almost
like
butchered that
that.
shit.
They like
you got it though.
So, and in that particular group, they didn't necessarily go through like the level of hate crime we're talking now. They went through some shit, boy. Boy, but it's a lot better now than it was. Because I mean,
it's probably some
depends on how
out there
depending on perspective, how you want to look at it. But like, we're one of the few cultures out here that we damn sure shouldn't be participating in hate crimes.
No, we got 400 years of that shit.
Like, we got a whole bunch of history that says, what the fuck you doing?
Right.
Like, what are you really doing? Like, this,
go watch 12 Years a Slave. Figure it out.
Like, there's not a single place you can go really in Texas, for that matter. Hell, I'm gonna do you one better. Tell y'all a quick story. So whenever we went to my family and I went to Orlando this past summer, and we was on our way back home. So we was driving through, and we came through. We drove when we got back. We drove through like Louisiana and all that stuff, and we drove through Vidor, through like the outskirts. We dropped like just check this out.
It's better. It's better now.
Oh no! And there's a reason why I'm saying that. So we got pulled over. Got pulled over by Vidor police, and I'm like, oh shit! I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, here we go. Out this car, literally, comes police officer Winslow and his partner. Talking about big pot belly black man and big pot belly white man. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So there's that. All right. So we already got police officers, teachers, all of these other prominent figures in Vidor. Vidor's changing. Vidor is changing dramatically, but that tells you how different things are getting, because we all grew up knowing Vidor for one thing and one thing only: a sundown town. Now, I'm still not going to drive through that motherfucker at night. I'm telling you that right now. We're not going to do that.
I'm telling you right now, when I drive to Louisiana, I fill up at Buc-ee's and I don't fucking stop until I get to fucking Lake Charles. I'm not stopping in Jasper, Orange, Vidor, no. You can tell me it's changed, but no.
No, I'm not telling you to go down there and go eat dinner with your family, nothing like that. I'm just telling you
they won't serve my black ass. They be like, sir, you gotta go sit in the back of the goddamn Waffle House.
Gonna treat you like Get Out.
Or what was that life? We don't serve nigger pie here.
All right, yeah. So that was the other thing. My wife just put that back in my. I forget. So when they let us go, they were like, oh, they looked in the back, they saw my wife sitting in the passenger seat, then they saw our beautiful light-skinned kids in the back seat, and they was like, oh, okay, y'all don't look like the people that we were looking for. So who the fuck were you looking for? That's what I want to know. That question has not been answered at all. Well, who the fuck were you looking for?
Sometimes not knowing is all you need to know.
Yeah, but I was like, my brother's like, what are we doing?
Right.
But that happened. But it's okay. We survived, didn't get a ticket, nothing happened. Obviously, I'm doing this show with y'all today, so I'm okay.
Unless you're an apparition.
Nah. But really and truly, at the end of the day, I really hope that situation gets resolved. And I really hope that there is a lot more education given to those kids about why, and not even about why, fuck that, about the current path that they are on and what the end result can look like. Because what we don't need to do as a culture is set us back. That type of activity will set us the fuck back. 100%. It will set us back. Like, I know there are people out there still, some of them may be listening, who feel like it's still hard out there to be from the culture and be successful because, people are holding you down, or you feel like you don't get the same opportunities as other people and all this other shit like that. I firmly do not believe that anymore. Like, I really don't. I don't believe that because there are too many people of different cultural groups that are in high ranking, high profile positions and places and doing phenomenal things. I do believe that people who still adopt the victim mentality when it comes to how they grow up and why their circumstances are the way they are just simply blaming everybody else but themselves. Because I feel like everybody can get out of whatever environment they're in and move on to something better. There's too many resources out here, especially in 2025, for everybody to get out there. So to me, everybody can make it. But there are those who are always going to play the victim and always want the assistance. Like we talked about this, 2 shows ago, I believe. Outlaw brought it up, and we talked about how they need to overhaul the child support system, which we're going to talk about that story that you had that you put in the chat. Well, that's the whole that we are not talking about that today. We got to do some more research because that's going to be a hell of a conversation because some of y'all in trouble. Some of y'all, not I, y'all.
I'm gonna be inside.
I'm good on me.
Miss me with that one. Miss me with that
fam.
one.
I'm over here like a bottle of Purell, baby. I'm straight sanitary and sterile.
I'm not sterile yet, but damn it, I might just be real soon.
Dealing with all this, yeah. You might
because retroactively.
No, I'm gonna be hotter than fucking fish grease if I'm paying pre-birth child support just to find out the baby ain't mine. Like you gonna come off of something.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's our little tease we're gonna give y'all for that. But it's a story out there that if y'all ain't seen it, y'all need to go look it up. But I'm gonna start with Gent down there, man. Give us your final thoughts, brother.
Hey, man, it was a great show. Chat was going live. Appreciate y'all for real. If you want to pop up that link tree, if you can, if you got that ready. But yeah, now follow us on socials. We on Instagram now. Get us on our YouTube, Facebook, all that shit. Another great week. Stay tuned the next week for the recap of Easter. So yeah.
Nice soliloquy, brother. Nice soliloquy.
Thank you, brother.
See, look at that. Supportive brothers.
We try to be. Shit. All right, y'all. Another great Wednesday show. Missed y'all last week, but here today. I really ain't got no real closing thoughts other than I stand by what I said. Peeps belong in the trash. Like, don't feed your kids that shit. That shit just sound like cavities waiting to happen. Your kid gonna be fucking shitting food color, no.
Goddamn.
No, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't pass go.
Do not collect any dollars. So my closing thoughts are simple. Mike, I don't know where yet, but I hope you all right.
Oh, he had to hit. He said his cough was bad, so he had to go to run to Walgreens and get some medicines.
He needs some milk.
Okay. Did you add an S to medicines?
He did.
Yes, medicines.
He added a lisp to it. Some medicines.
Yeah,
they always say niggas be adding an S to everything, and god damn it, you just had to. It ain't Kroger's. It's just Kroger. It ain't it's not Kroger's. It's Kroger.
Going on down to the Hobby Lobbies. Come on.
Oh, hell no. Don't do that. No.
Y'all be adding another S to Randall's. There's already one fucking S in Randall's.
Randall's.
Going down to Randall's.
You don't sit your slippery snake ass down somewhere. Oh man, I digress. But man, chat, appreciate y'all, man. Let me just appreciate y'all. Look, y'all was on it today. Mr. Tillis killing it. Alyssa, glad to see you in the chat, man. Jamali, glad you popped up on us today. Juan, Moo, of course, even at practice, tuned in on us. Appreciate that one time for the one time. The chat. Oh, and of course, Axe, we ain't forget about you. We're gonna be talking about Easter next week, and we're gonna be talking about WrestleMania because it's gonna be insane this weekend. It's gonna be a hell of a weekend. There's so much going on. It's borderline chaotic. Like this weekend is the equivalent of what it looks like to have a house full of toddlers. That's how it's gonna be with so much going on simultaneously. But we're gonna get through it. So, make sure this weekend, no matter what you decide to do with your religion, your practices, whatever the case might be, however you celebrate Easter, man, just make sure you do it with some loved ones, man. Enjoy that time. Good Friday, man. If you're gonna fry up some fish, man, fry it up, man. Have fun. Do what you do. Pull out the dominoes table, the spades, the Uno, whatever it is you're gonna do. Have fun. Like, let's not turn the TV on Monday and hear some controversial shit that went down on Easter weekend. Like, let's just have a good family fun type of thing where nothing just overly ridiculous happens.
Yeah, if you can't play spades, don't say you can play spades.
Yeah,
don't renege. Don't renege.
And don't be out here calling for books that you ain't got. Like, stop it.
Right.
Don't fuck your partner out the game. Don't do that to yourself. And don't hop on the bones table if you can't count by fives. Okay, just save yourself the trouble. All right. And if you gonna play Uno, don't come up here with no brand new rules. All right, don't do that shit.
And go ahead and avoid.
We stack.
Uno,
we stack.
We stack. Just go ahead and avoid.
We stack. We stack Uno around here
at all this weekend.
Oh, don't Uno no mercy. We wouldn't don't do that. But anyway,
don't do that.
Yeah. So everybody enjoy. Everybody turn up. Everybody have fun, man. And we love that you guys have been keeping up with us, man. We got some big things coming, man. Appreciate and shout out to Mr. Gent for getting the link tree together for us. The Instagram is popping, man, with the reels. TikTok, we are closing in on 10,000 likes. We are at like 9,000, like 952 or some crazy shit like that. So we're closing in on 10,000 likes, man. So we appreciate all the love and the support that you guys continue to give us. And we have nowhere to go but up from here, man. Like, we got some stuff on deck for you. Our mad scientist of the round of 32 is back at it again, doing it on his crazy shit. So it's gonna be
at it again with the white fans.
So, and y'all know it's that time of year after Easter. We got Memorial Day, we got Mother's Day coming up, we got Father's Day coming up, Men's Mental Health is coming up. Our normal rotation of shows is about to start rocking and rolling. So y'all get on this train with us, y'all rock with us. And as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, man, we love y'all, we appreciate y'all, and we are
motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then